I got this AWLKIM wireless meat thermometer sent to me to make a video about. So you just push the button there to release it. There's two of them. I'm just going to use one. So I got the meat thermometer right here. So we'll try setting a target. There we go. And we're going to do beef next. And then medium rare. I want to go lower than that. I want to go to rare, 120 to 129. Or if I want to go higher than that, I can go to medium, 140 to 149. But we'll go down to the middle there to medium rare, 130 to 139 degrees. I got a tomahawk here, nice big thick piece of meat. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the side. I have to flip it so you can't put it on there. So you don't want to put it in the top, you want to make sure you put it in the side because you're going to have to flip it over. Kind of hard to get it through the side there, but there we go, now it's in there. So one says not connected. That's why I was confused, because there's two of them here. So number one is not connected, but number two is connected. So you could be cooking two things at the same time. So that's pretty nice. So right there it says it's 65 degrees. I took this out of the fridge and let it rest to get to room temperature, so that makes sense that it's at 65 degrees. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the grill now, and then we'll keep an eye on this and we'll see what it says. Okay, I got the steak on the grill. It says 3 to 5 minutes on each side on the heat, so we'll go ahead and let it heat up there. And we'll see what this says. It's getting a little bit warmer. It's at 66 now, so the inside's gonna stay cold for a while. We'll see how long it takes. But yeah, it's pretty nice that you can see all the temperature on here. To flip it, I'm just gonna use my grilling glove. And then just go ahead and flip it that way. Now it says it's at 70 degrees, so it's getting there. All right, it's been 4 minutes. I'm just gonna go ahead and flip it again. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put it here on the cool side. See if I can position this right here, maybe over here, like that. There we go. So I got it off to the side there. We'll let that burn off. But yeah, instead of using a spatula, I'm just using my glove today, my heat glove, to pick the steak up there. And it looks like we're at 78 degrees, so we're getting there. Now I'm just gonna leave it over here on the cool side for about 4 minutes, and then we'll flip it again. I got some fresh rosemary. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on there. Go ahead and put a couple on here like that. And then we'll go ahead and close it up. Let some smoke out. All right, I got my tray out. We're getting really close. It says 131 degrees. So we're just 132 degrees, so I think we're pretty much done here. It says on my timer, I got another 20 seconds. So we'll let the timer go. And then I think we're just gonna go ahead and, I don't even know if I'm gonna flip it again. I might just take it off. We're so close. By the time I got my glove on, the alarm went off. So now it's time to take it off so you can see how the alarm looks. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take it off. Put it in my pan here. There we go. I got the lid on it here and it's resting. You know, it's still actually heating. When you look at it, it says it's 138 degrees. It was 135 inside, but the outside is so hot that it's warming up the inside. So it's actually resting. When you let it rest, it actually keeps warming. So you can see it's still warming up the inside. So we'll just go ahead and let that sit for a few minutes while we get everything else ready. All right, there it is. It's on the cutting board. I'm gonna go ahead and cut a piece off and see how it looks. I'm gonna pull the thermometer out. It's in there pretty good. There's the thermometer there. We'll just rinse it off before we put it back in the thermometer holder. All right, we'll go ahead and cut a piece off. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. I was worried because it was getting up to 140, but look how pink that is. That's just perfect. Nice medium rare steak there. Not too pink and not too gray, just right. Look how nice that looks. It just did such a perfect job of getting the temperature just right to get just the right color there. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and try a bite. That's some good steak right there. And that's a pretty nice meat thermometer too. All right, there it is. I got my nice dinner. I got my steak and my veggies, and this meat thermometer helped. Yeah, this thing's pretty nice.